Hello, welcome to the Chatting with Dr. Stevo show. I'm your host, Dr. Stevo. Today's guests are the dynamic duo behind the success of the Cornwall Area Pop event, otherwise known as CAPE, and the owners of Cornwall's most awesome comic book store called Fantasy Realm. Welcome to the show, Randy and Carol Sauve. Is it Sauve or Suave?
It's Solvay.
Sauve?
Uh,
Okay, because Suave sounds cool. I've seen a lot of
yeah,
wrestlers like that. Randy
yeah.
Suave.
Rico Suave.
Right?
Right, yeah, you're right.
But okay, Sauve, the French version.
We.
We.
Now you can't get your phone hooked sideways, so
Oh,
that's
that's okay.
it's
No,
unfortunate.
because
But
we're upside down.
yeah, that's just weird.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
we have about 6 viewers out there, but there are five on the Stevel show. All you five viewers, yeah, I'm talking to you. If you want to comment and say hello, you're gonna have to go to the Chatting with Dr. Stevel page on Facebook, log in there, and then you can make comments so we can see everything you say. So you can say hi to Randy and Carol. Okay, that'd be really cool. And you other two people on chatting, just say hello to see if the comments work. They don't listen. They don't care. Anyways, how are you guys doing?
yeah, we're good. I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you, I think
Adjusting.
it was a few years ago at Niagara Falls Comic Con.
Yeah, it would be 2 years back when
Yeah,
we went up to see Ralph Macchio.
yeah. How was that?
That was my lifelong bucket list. So, yes, it was excellent.
Ralph Macchio. Oh wow. Okay. We got a comment. Scott Sanders. Hello, Dad. That's not for me, man. 'Cause as far as I know, I have
Yeah.
no kids.
Well, we have
Okay.
a son, Scott, but not Sander.
Okay. Maybe he changed his name. Surprise.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he didn't want to. He didn't want to tell you on Facebook, but guess what?
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe he got married, changed his name.
Hi,
Chantel
Hi,
Chantal.
Chantal.
Gilmore says, "Hi, Randy.
Hello.
Hi, Carol."
Hi, Chantal.
So Ralph Macchio is not looking as young as he is, or does he still have his hair?
Oh, yeah, he's amazing. He hasn't aged a day. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I hate people like that, or people like you, Randy. That still got hair, man. That's not fair to people like me.
Yeah,
But anyways, that's why I do evil, right? Because I just like go with what I've got.
But
exactly.
you're morphed.
Yeah.
Does Randy look morphed?
Oh,
That,
it's like
that's
a fun
better.
ride.
There we go.
Yeah.
Scott says, "All for fun. Nice to meet you guys. Go back to life. Enjoy. Stay safe."
You too.
Right, Scott?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a hurdle I just got over.
So with this COVID thing, which kind of hit us by surprise, you guys had to cancel Cape this year,
Yeah, I was.
and it must have been tough because I mean, you guys tried to keep it. You tried to wait to make the decision for last minute as possible, right?
Yeah, I think right up until like March 16th was the day that we announced that. So that was
Yeah,
like a
because
month and a half before.
yeah, that was is a buddy of mine, all from Windsor, Patrick Redco.
Hi,
Don't
Patrick.
judge him by the face. Normally, he's smiling. Yeah, I was gonna be at another event, but that got canceled before. So when I saw that you guys were still having your show, I was gonna drive up and surprise y'all
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you guys have one of the best cons out there. I really like you guys. I love your con, but sadly, a buddy of mine who lives in Chatham has got it on the same weekend. Chatham's a bit closer, and the guy
Yeah.
keeps throwing me opportunities to get in front of people on stage. So that's like
Oh, I
to,
know.
opportunity to perform. And sadly,
Yes.
he's got it on the same time as your show next year.
Oh, again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
There's a
got to
lot of
learn.
them around us that have that date, so it is unfortunate.
Yeah, April 24th and April 25th of 2001, correct?
2021.
Yeah, 20.
Yep. You
21,
go.
2021. I can't read my own writing here. That's all it is.
You lost a generation.
And
there.
yeah, right. We did. And you guys have the same guests coming back, or did they just say, "No, forget it," or they said, "Hey, we'll come back next year"?
Yeah, we were able to get everybody back, like just push it into next year. So along with all of our vendors and everything so far. So and obviously fingers crossed that there will be a show next year. So it's again we're just we're we're taking our words from like the health authorities as we get through this. So
Yeah, I have no expertise in any of that, but I just got a gut feeling that sometime in December things will just be fine. I don't know why, but I realize that anything planned for this year is not going to happen. So even all the hopefuls that wish it will, yeah, I've kind of I penciled stuff in.
well, there was a show this past weekend in Huntsville, Alabama that went on.
A comic show?
Yeah, yeah.
What was it, live or was it virtual?
No, it was like people attended this show. So Chris Claremont
Well,
was
how did
there.
it go?
I didn't read any of the final numbers of how it turned out, but when I looked at Chris Claremont's page, he had a lineup of like maybe 300 people waiting to get autographs from him. So
Now, this is going to be a weird question. Do they have masks? And I'm not talking about cosplay masks.
yeah, no, they were wearing masks. Chris was wearing a mask, so they were obviously taking those precautions. I didn't see really social distancing in the lineup that he was showing, but they were wearing masks. So and
Okay, yeah,
Chris is
yeah,
the vulnerable too. He's 69 now, so
yeah. He's taking quite the risk. So,
yeah.
Tracy Major says it'll be a Christmas miracle if things clear up. Oh, and she's
Well, we
got
always have
cute little hand gestures on her own mask. Want to see it again? All right.
The two fingers on her mask.
Oh yeah.
Two middle fingers, one on each side.
Well, the guests you got coming back are Amanda Burse from Married with Children.
Yep.
We all know her as Marcy Darcy.
Yeah. Yep.
I was concerned about this next guest because I looked up Scott Peterson and it says he's an American convicted murderer currently on death row in San Quentin.
Okay, so you looked
But
up
then I
Peterson.
checked the spelling. It should have been
Yeah.
Patterson, right?
Yeah.
Patterson is from what was that?
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls. It's one of the girls' show. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like,
He was in Saw as well.
Saw franchise too. Yep.
that's a good franchise to be in. Was that filmed in Canada? Do we know?
Oh, I don't know that.
Huh. William Ragsdale, he's another one coming back.
Yep.
He did some work on Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series, right?
Fright Night.
No, Fright Night. Okay, it was a vampire thing.
Yeah. Yep. That was
What?
the two movies, Fright Night 1 and 2.
Okay, cool. And of course, our favorite artist, Dan Day.
Yeah, you've met him a few times, so.
I love Dan. Dan is a fantastic guy.
Yeah, I've known him for almost 40 years there now, so.
All right, on. Yeah, so that must have been like tough because you guys had everything planned out, and then it's just like, boom, shut down. Did the venue give you a refund, or how does all that work for you guys?
Yeah, well, because the venue itself had to basically close their doors, so we're pretty much safe in that regard. That there was no cost, there.
A lot of things are show day expense as well. Some are pre-loaded and you have to pay in advance. But luckily, anything that was to happen show day, we didn't incur those expenses. Thank God. Yeah.
And because of the situation that had been going on since pretty much like January, we hadn't even booked any flights at that point because dealing with with the agency, everything was just like, well, let's just hold off until like that, that 11th hour. If we have to, then we'll book flights. But it got to the point where that never happened. So we
Well,
didn't have that extra, paperwork and stuff to deal with either. So
well, that was bonus for you guys. Smart move on the waiting part.
yeah, yeah,
I took a last minute trip to Vegas in February for that, just before everything shut down. So,
yeah, yeah,
I knew I'm evil. I do what I can.
yeah, yeah.
And also, now Cape is just. How long is this going to be? Was this going to be the 6th or 7th year?
This would have been our 6th show. Yeah.
6th show, and yeah, I was there for the first 3, I believe, and
Yep.
it's so much fun. You guys are just fantastic. Um, you're the first people that showed me the potential that I had, because you actually treated me like I was a celebrity, and I just looked at myself as a guy who dresses as Doctor Evil, and wow,
Yeah. No,
it's like
I
you let me
think.
sit at the big kids table. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
all the actors are here. You can come with us. I'm like, really? Yeah, not back there in the corner. And okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
That
We
was
saw
fun,
some potential in you, Steve.
and you did. And that's where I also debuted Gru, as you know. I mean, that
Oh,
was
that's
the
nice.
first place that I debuted him.
Yep. Yeah, I think on
Now, you know that.
rollerblades too,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I got in, I got in trouble for that.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
I think there was one security guard who was a Karen, and I guess she needed to feel important, because all the other guards were like, "Oh, he's on rollerblades. He's okay, right? He's not causing any problems. He's not smashing anyone over." But she's like, "Hey, sign says no rollerblades." Okay, I'm sorry. What booth are you at? I'll take them off. Now, what booth are you at? Where are you? Like, whoa, now you're gonna like follow me and stuff. I mean, she was like trying to get every single detail. She was like trying to make sure I was there. Surprised she didn't like strip search me for ID. It's like, okay, I'll take it off. It's just, and blah 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 blah. And then I had the lectures like, yeah, no rollerblades. Yes, I know, I know, I know. I just thought that people yesterday were more cooler than you. I didn't say that because she had the god complex happening there. So that's the time you bite your tongue and just go, okay, just want to try and disappear. But it's okay. It was fun. It was an experience. I mean, no, sadly, I won't bring my rollerblades back.
Yeah. I'll pack them just in case, right?
Yeah, always.
It, are you
Oh,
frozen?
I think so.
We're still moving too. Steve
Where-
looks frozen. We're just gonna wait here. Technology at its finest. All right.
Unless he's just really good at
Ah, look at that.
We're back.
We're back.
it.
I said
Sorry
technology
about
at
that.
its finest.
Yeah, that was not my fault on my side somewhere. Someone's trying to cut me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, all the evil's on your side there, so.
Pretty well, yeah. They're trying to find me. Now, you also run a comic shop, Fantasy Realm, over in Cornwall.
Yes.
Is that the only comic shop there?
Yeah, at the moment it is. I mean, back, I guess during the height of the trading card industry, the sports card industry, I think we had like 12 sports card shops in town at that time. But
Wow.
as a comic book shop, yeah, it's been the only major comic book shop since I opened in 1985.
85. Wow. That's a
Yeah,
while.
we celebrated 35 years this year, so
Congratulations.
yeah, yeah.
It was a celebration during COVID or before COVID?
It was right before. It was early February that we did the 35 years. So
Oh, so one last big party before the big close, right?
it was, yeah, yeah, because our last day was March 24th. So like we've been closed now for, I guess today would be like day 118.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but my question is, how would you survive if your main source of income was being owner of a comic shop, and that's close
Mhm.
to the public? I
Yeah.
mean, how do
Yeah.
you survive?
So what happened was, once we shut the doors on March 24th, there was no comics being printed or delivered for 2 full months until the end of May. And so prior to comics starting to ship again, which were pretty minor, like there weren't a lot shipping, I encouraged all of my customer base through social media to basically send e-transfers to put on their accounts to act like gift certificates towards their purchases whenever we finally get up and running. And lo and behold, all of those guys came through, like just amazing. So we've had a couple of curbside pickup days in that stretch, but other than that, they've all forwarded money just to put on their account. And starting like basically this week, like the books are starting to kind of come at a bigger clip, like more releases the way it used to be. And so once we're reopening on August 5th, so that gives us a good 2 to 3 weeks of releases. So when we do open, there'll be some stuff on the shelves finally. So
Okay, curbside pickup. So all your fans that are regular fans that have like regular series, they're all going to show up on Tuesday and pick up their comics from the street.
Well, some guys, yeah, just leave them out on the sidewalk with their name on the bag. Yeah, we use Tuesdays as curbside pickup day because I'll be there sorting orders anyway. So
Right.
so they just knock and their stuff is already paid for through transfers, and so I just pass them their bag of goodies. So
That's a great idea, and thank goodness you got great fans like that.
yeah, no, the customer base that we have at the store is just amazing. I mean, they're all looking forward to getting back into the store to do what we usually do. It's kind of like the old school hot stove leagues, where you just sit around and talk and
Okay.
talk and talk comics. So we're gonna have to gradually get back to that point, but we'll do what we're mandated to do to get there, and as long as we comply, we'll get there faster. So.
Okay, because there's a lot of stores around this area, like Niagara Falls and whatnot, that some of the comic shops are open already. We just walk in with masks, or if we
Yep.
don't, a lot of them are hiding behind these plastic screens.
Yeah, yeah, the plastic shield. I have that up too. Yeah, I could have opened probably 3 weeks ago to the public, but I still didn't feel comfortable doing it. There still wasn't enough product released to be able to open to the public yet. And like I say, gradually things are starting to come in. A lot of the action figures and pop figures and things that I've ordered prior to COVID are starting to finally ship and get delivered. So a lot of that stuff is pretty key to the business too, not just the comic
I didn't
books.
realize that. I didn't realize that most of that stuff stopped delivering. That's just wow.
Yeah, yeah. Like I say, the comic publishers were like they had stopped for 2 full months. Like there was nothing at all.
And then I guess DC kind of got sick of this, so they decided to
Uh,
go with a new delivery.
don't
Or
get me
how is
going
this
on
working?
DC Comics, boy. They were a little bit more aggressive in getting comics out there to the stores, which completely didn't make sense considering the amount of stores that were still shuttered at that time. They just felt that they had to keep the flow going. During that, they found themselves a couple of new distributors to distribute their comics aside from Diamond. And then right after about a month of that, they just said goodbye to Diamond and then just relied on these two new guys, which has just been a big. It's horrible, especially for
Really?
Canadian. Yeah, it's just been terrible. So
Because I guess with Diamond, all you have to deal with is one distributor, right? But now
yeah,
you've got to deal with like three or four.
well, I'm still using Diamond for Marvel and everybody else, but I've got to use a different guy out of the U.S. that doesn't have anything set up for international shipping. So the
Oh,
comic books that they ship to me for an on sale date of, let's say, this week's releases would be for July 22nd. So that stuff, shipped to me last week, I won't get it until next week because it's only shipping
Oh,
by, it's just shipping United States Postal Service, no courier or anything. So
well, the only thing you got going in your favor is you're the only comic shop in Cornwall.
yeah, I guess that's, yeah. So
it's not like spoilers online. It's like, if you watched the wrestling event last night or you didn't watch it, people are going to start posting spoilers. Oh my God, so and so won. But over here, it's like, oh wow, like Robin just kicked Tim Drake in the face or something. I don't know.
Well, there's still spoilers.
I don't. You got to move the camera up a bit because I can't, because the volume is bad. There you go. Yeah. Because sadly, if you're far away, it sounds like you guys are far away. Weird, eh? Now, I've seen online that some people are complaining about having to wear masks going to your store. Why would that be a problem for some people?
No, I think people just like to be argumentative and feel that their rights are being imposed upon. I really don't understand it, but to me, it just makes perfect sense to wear the mask. I mean, you're just coming in, picking up, and going out. I know a lot of guys really like that, coming in and chatting and having a conversation. But we gotta take some time to get back to those days. We're not doing it right away.
Yeah, well, I work in a factory, right? And whether I believe it's like real or not as serious as not, if I want to go to work, I have to wear that mask. And let's say if I went to the store and if I want to get that product, I'm going to have to put that mask on to get that product. If I don't want to put that mask on, I just don't get what I want. It's as simple as that. I don't see why there's a big argument about it.
I don't either. And I mean, it's not just for your own safety. It's like everybody else's safety too. So it's like, why wouldn't you be considerate to everybody else around you and think that, you're entitled to not have to do that.
Right? And about 100 years ago, they had the plague, right? And a lot of people were just like falling and dying in the street. Masks were mandatory back then. We didn't have the technology that we do right now to actually kind of find out what the plague looks like, COVID-19. And there's not much they could do about it. Sure, they wore masks, but they still have to carry on with daily life. Today, we've actually got the technology, and if not many people are dying, that's good. That's what we want.
Yeah, we want less people to die for sure, or even
right, because that's less people buying comics.
and at a lower, so we don't want that either.
Okay, something's with your volume. I can't hear your volume too well. Is the hand over the?
No,
okay.
Better.
Oh, it's a lot better.
Maybe the way I was holding it.
You could have been on top of the I think speaker or the microphone.
Technology.
Okay.
She just wanted. There you go. She just wanted to cut you off. She didn't want you to say your say.
Yeah.
So I just started a fight. Now,
she's got stuff to say too.
It's probably the way I was holding it.
Yeah, probably, because I think you're covering the microphone.
Yeah. All right.
Now, Carol, yourself, how have you been dealing with this situation? You're working as a photographer, right? Or that's the last time I've known you?
Well, I have not been because I was in the process of retiring, and I did have 10 weddings scheduled this year, but 6 have canceled. So, of course, with COVID, there's no weddings, there's no gatherings, there's no anything. So, yeah, so those poor couples have had to cancel. I'm doing a couple of things here and there, but there's no big receptions with 200-300 people. Ceremonies, backyard with 5-6 people, and that's it. So I did do a couple things, but most of it canceled. Oh, you disappeared. We're gonna see if you come back.
I'm here. I'm
All
here.
right. We can't see you. We can hear you. Yeah, but I'm lucky that I work full time, so I'm now processing the retirement and cutting down to just do my full-time work, and that's good. I'm happy with that now.
Oh, that's cool. Because I
Yeah.
guess photography, weddings can be a bit much. After a while, it becomes work, and it's not just like eating cake and know having your meals. It's like you really got to get all the shots and get everything organized. It's
Yeah,
a big thing.
it is.
Yes,
I can still do that, but I still have to work.
yeah. The first time I met you, you had your camera out. It was at the well, it was at successful comic book convention that we went to.
Yeah.
Super fan
What was it?
Comic Con.
Super Fan Comic Con.
Yeah.
Wow. It was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an experience that was.
I
Yeah.
mean, apparently the guy is a successful businessman for getting conventions, but he nothing about comic book conventions.
Yeah. I don't know
Especially
how
the fact that I don't know. He just it was a big gamble for him, and he lost.
yeah.
I saw like I went through comic stores all over the Toronto area, and I saw no advertisement for these guys at all.
Oh
Up
wow.
in there's like one or two stores, and that's it. That's how I found out about it. But like, dude, if he advertised, he would have gotten a whole lot of people there
Yeah.
because it was just us and the
Oh, well.
celebrities, and the celebrities were happy to talk to me. It's like, shit, there's somebody to talk to. All right, let's bring this evil guy. That's all right.
Yeah. I lucked out because at the time I was working for a media, so I was able to talk to Lou Ferrigno, like pretty much like me and three other people in the room, and I was just so in awe that holy crap, I'm so close to him. And same with Pat Mastriani from the Degrassi franchise. Pat was there, and I just happened to be at the loading dock when Pat walked in, and he's like, "Hey, can you show me to my table?" Because I had a Superfan Comic Con shirt on because it was given
Right?
in the press kit. So I was like, "Holy crap! That's yeah." I'm looking at Joey Jeremiah. Come follow me. So I brought him to his table because I knew I had already staked out where he was because I was planning on going to see him during the weekend. So I guided him to the table, and then when he found out I didn't work there, it was like one of these. Like, I'm watching you. I'm on to you. You're not staff here. You're a stalker. And then, of course, 2, 3 times over the weekend, he would do and then, of course, Pat became a friend and we got him at our show. And now, like, we know each other on a personal level, but it was all because of that show. So things came out of the successfully, not for the show, but for me personally. So, yeah, that was a good experience.
Yeah, it was.
Besides the fact that it wasn't well attended, it really opened a door for us to meet some people, spend more time with some people, and really give us a lot of insight into what we could do with something like Cape when we were bringing it to Cornwall, because that was in May of 2014, and Carol and I hadn't really put Cape together at that point yet. It wasn't until September that we finally she came up with the name and the idea to want to do it. So
Yeah, okay. So that brings an interesting point. Why did you guys want to throw a Comic Con convention in Cornwall?
I think just because of the store and talking with people over the years, and a lot of people attending Comic Cons like in this area, because Montreal and Ottawa are popular here, and Toronto's Fan Expo has always been like a draw for even people in Cornwall. She had started talking about offering something to people that not everybody can go to those big cities to do a show. Not everybody can afford to go to the bigger cons, and she felt that there was enough room in Cornwall to just bring like our community together, and she was right.
Thank you.
And it was successful. At your con, I met a lot of the cool people from Montreal and Ottawa.
Oh yeah,
Simon, who does
Yeah.
Simon Fontaine. We're talking about Ace Ventura.
yeah,
Love that guy.
yeah.
That guy's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a long time. What's he up to?
I don't know. I think he had been big on Twitch for a while. He's not on Facebook anymore, so maybe he's doing stuff through Instagram or Twitter more than anything. But Facebook,
Still keeping the Ace Ventura character?
I haven't seen anything about it.
Yeah.
So it's been a good year and a half, maybe 2 years.
And he was working for the Bell Center and the casino. I remember doing our entertainment for them, so he
Good.
could still be. I have to check him out on try and find him.
Oh, for sure. I remember last time I saw him, it was oh geez. That guy keeps getting into so much trouble. First
Oh,
Fan Expo, he
Niagara.
was kicked out, and then one of the people for Niagara Falls Comic Con said, "Hey, you know this guy?" I go, "Yeah, well, let's bring him over." Well,
Yeah.
okay.
We
And they
watched
already knew
those.
he got kicked out at Fan Expo, so
Yeah.
he goes over, and you know Simon, he's right to the character, right? He doesn't break character. So when he was doing the Grinch, and I hear the Grinch is a pretty nasty person,
Yeah.
he never broke character, and I guess he upset a little child. And because of the mom Karen or whatever her name was, Simon got kicked out and removed from the con
Uh,
Yeah.
just for doing his job,
just yeah, exactly.
just for being very good at his job.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Although,
unfortunate.
you know, me as Dr. Evil, I really wouldn't kill people or feed them to sharks as much as I'd like to. You just don't have that in the budget at Cape, so it didn't happen.
That's right.
You know, it would have been great to just have a big shark tank, and it's like anyone that bothers me, just go up there, you know, we'll throw a ball for charity, see if we can dunk you.
Oh yeah.
That would have been cool. Yeah, I've met the Toronto X-Men, I think it was it Montreal Superheroes or the
Oh,
charity group with Darlene,
Oh,
yeah,
Ottawa Knights
Ottawa
cosplay.
Knights.
yeah, and the Heroes of
They're
the North
fantastic.
too.
Yes, that's right. It's a shame about them because I was talking to them and they were going to do more episodes, and I convinced them to, you know, look at me, and then something
Yeah,
happened, and I guess they, or
yeah.
maybe they did do a second season and just didn't tell me. I don't know.
Even Mike Donis and his group there that had Pete Winning and the Pirates
They
out
posted the other
out
day.
of Toronto. They were a pretty neat group too. So I would have liked to have seen those guys do some more stuff.
Yeah, you picked up a lot of good people from all around the area, and
Yeah,
yeah, I
I think
miss
that's
it.
one of the things that we focus on is I mean it's nice to have big name celebrity guests come to your show, but you know with the larger cities around us, those guys have their appearances set for the larger cities. So for us, it's always nice to have that person that doesn't you don't usually get a chance to see at the bigger shows, and give somebody an opportunity to see them here.
Like the actors for Clerks. I mean, I found out those people were fantastic when I got to
Yeah,
hang out with them,
yeah,
and
yeah.
especially at your show, it's smaller and they're more accessible. It was great.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a more mom and pop type of show and feel. You don't feel like you're in lineups for hours and hours and hours to get autographs or to to shake hands and take photos. So it's just it's a little bit more comfortable and it's not as cookie cutter and fast paced.
Now, how do you two decide on what kind of guests you want or from what series? You just both you know, throw darts, or you ask
Yeah,
people, or you just
yeah. Well,
or
we've
you
got a
watch a
couple of
show and go, "Hey,
agencies.
that would be cool."
Yeah, exactly. Randy watches a lot of TV.
Yeah,
That's research.
yeah, it's research. There's a couple of agencies that we deal with, and we know what their talent base, is. And I'll kind of look at things, that are coming up in the year and see what would fit, what would be cool. Maybe some of those actors are like in a movie that's got an anniversary. That's why we did the Fright Night for this year because coming up in August would have been the 35th anniversary of that movie being released. So it would have been like a little mini reunion for William and Amanda during like the 35th anniversary. So next year we'll do it for the 36th anniversary. So
Yeah, I was supposed to do go to Deep River Comic Con. It's a small little one up in Deep River, of course, and they were going to have a Return to Frightenstein anniversary,
oh yeah,
but of course
yeah,
that didn't happen.
yeah.
We had Mitch Markovitz happening there, and Anthony DP Mann, who now does the voice for the new recorded series.
Oh yeah,
Those guys
Anthony
are,
was on the first year show too.
yeah. once again, good people. I mean, you guys always hooking up with good people. He had one celebrity though. We won't mention his name, but he seemed to disappoint a few people because he was mostly concerned about his phone.
Oh, really?
I don't,
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
that's okay. We won't discuss it because I don't want to badmouth anybody. But if you know, it's kind of like an inside joke. It's like, oh, that guy, yeah. I think he was supposedly one of your biggest, a big name draw, but not really the most personable person to hang and talk to.
Oh, really? Eh? Well, I'll have to do some
Research.
research.
Ask your daughter; she'll tell you.
Oh, I'll check with her.
I'm surprised she hasn't commented.
She probably forgot.
You probably forgot. It's like, oh, was that today? Oh,
Yeah.
Replay.
oopsie. Any other new guests you might have for next year besides the four that we've already mentioned? Or is that still in the
No,
works?
to be honest, this is the first time since we announced the cancellation of the show this year. This is the first time we've even talked about Cape at all since March. Other than the fact that like we make sure that the page is still up to date and things are done, but we're not in a position right now to continue to sell tickets because we're unclear. Our guest lineup has already kind of been laid out, so I don't know what we can't even really go be looking for anybody new right now to be able to add on because we don't know what's going to happen. We always use Labor Day as our big announcement weekend to announce like a guest for Cape, so that's not going to happen this year because we're just unsure of what's going on. So what like you said, once we get into December, once we get past into the new year and have a better feeling about what we're doing, and if flights are going to be a thing to happen again,
The
if
border.
the border is going to open up between the U.S. and Canada, it's right now that's impossible to do. You take a look at the situation over there, so you just can't. So, but if things clear up, maybe it's going to take a U.S. election to get over and done with to finally make things a lot better. Who knows?
Yes, as soon as the election is done, boom, COVID disappears magically.
Oh yeah, they disappeared just like that.
He'll be right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know.
Didn't he do Trump? Didn't you do Trump one time?
I did Trump. Trump when I was a wrestling manager. I was one of the greatest managers that promotion has ever seen. I was fantastic. I was huge. The crowds loved me. I mean, some of them were giving me fake booze, but that's okay. I called them out on it, but they were there to see me because I was great. And I'm a WWE Hall of Famer. So yeah, good, great. Except I had hair.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was it was cheap heat. But as soon as I went out there, I mean, you got the booze, and I never did anything political. You just imitated the character, and I went on the fact that I'm WWE Hall of Famer, and I worked the crowd. You yell at the crowd, so no matter who my guy I was managing with, they hated him, whether he was relevant or not. They wanted him to lose, right?
Yeah.
And of course, at the end of the match, people want to see a payoff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
So the more obnoxious I am, the better they enjoy the payoff.
Yeah, of course.
There's a couple times when there's a guy called Rob Rage Thompson. He's huge. I had him on my show because he was one of the doubles for Hawk from the Dark Side of the Ring. What do you call it? Dark Side of the Ring documentary, and he also played Hulk Hogan. So when I found out at one of the shows that my guy was up against Rage, I'm like, no, I refuse to do it. I'm not going to do it. So while we're in the ring, he goes, okay, Steve, what's going to happen is once I make eye contact with you, I'm going to spear you. Is there a way you can get your wig to fly off? I go, no, I can't. That's not possible. So as he spears me, he does it a bit too close to the ropes. So that catches my wig and it does go flying off magically.
Wow.
And with that happening, right, he would pick it up and hold it up to the crowd like a trophy. And me, of
Yeah.
course, I've got to be embarrassed that I'm bald, so I do the bald thing and start screaming and running away, and of course the fans loved it.
That's right on.
But there's a couple times where the kids needed to be restrained because they were physically assaulting me.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
During one of the shows, the main event, against a guy called Cody Deaner, I had Tanu the Savage. He's this big African guy dressed like a native, right? Like, almost like the Ugandan headhunter Kamala. He was my guy, so I was managing him. But the promoter actually got some of the wrestlers, or other security people, just to be around to make sure that the little kids didn't touch me. They freaking hated me, just the look of me. And it was interesting. And then and even during intermission, I couldn't really stay out there because the kids just wanted my head. So I kind of had to hide in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But I was lucky that they weren't smart, because after I changed and took my wig off, I'm walking by these little savage monsters and they didn't recognize me. So I was like, oh, thank goodness. Oh,
That's funny.
so yeah, it was fun, man. It was a good time doing that, because I was the best manager ever. Fantastic, huge. I made wrestling great again. I did. Ask me, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Is good, fantastic, bigly, huge. See, now I can't stop. Sorry. I love the entertainment industry, but sadly, I work in a factory. So I said sadly, right? But during this COVID-19 stuff, I've actually have a job.
Yes, exactly.
Many of my
So-
friends that are entertainers, and I've met a lot of celebrity impersonators and tribute artists, they are not working.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
In order to keep themselves out, be shown, a lot of them have gone online and do free shows online, like without an audience, which is great. But after a while, you can only do that for so many times.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
It's
hopefully
just-
people see them and get them up working again.
Yeah, we have a lot of local friends here that are either stand-up comedians or musicians, lots of musicians, and they've all been just, itching to get back out there.
There is a way that small cities can, hire one or two musicians just to play in this blocked off area, like just have music happening. And as long as people keep their distance from each other, they have like music in a park or something.
Yeah, that's the concern, is that people are going to start wanting to dance and start,
Congregating.
singing along, and then of course, that leads to, the chance of spreading the virus.
That's right. No dancing. We're gonna have to call Kevin Bacon on this one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He'll fix you. So, is there anything you want to say to a lot of the fans out there of Fantasy Realm and of Cape? And
Well, all the Fantasy Realm customers, just thanks for your continued support, and we're almost over the hump. We're almost there, getting open again. And in regards to Cape, I'll let Carol say stuff for.
Oh no,
that,
just
so.
just stay strong and
Yeah.
stay safe and stay patient.
Yep.
We're doing the best we can.
So we know we haven't
At
made
20
any announcements or any anything in social media, but there's just really nothing to relay other than we hope to have a date next year's show come off without a hitch. So we'll know more at the end of the year and into the new year.
And your next show is going to be fantastic because they missed this year. So next year it'll just be more enthusiasm. We'll want it more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming on. And it's actually nice to catch up to you two.
Oh yeah, for
well,
sure.
we want to see you in person soon.
Well, which one you want to see? The greatest one? Or the guy with the fountain gun? That is really fun. Like that is kind of annoying sometimes and smells bad pretty well too, but
just
So
throw
good
them all
uncle.
in your suitcase, so.
I'll just pack everything into the car and we'll see what happens. See what goes with the head.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to do the Trump thing outside wrestling. I thought people would probably beat me up, but
Yeah.
I thought it was plugged in. There you go.
I could come over and I could make Cape great again if you want. And make advertisement. Cape's going to be great. Coming across the border, it's open just for me because I'm that great. Yeah, no.
It wasn't plugged. There we go. Save
Actually, I kind of
battery.
did one. I did a promo for ThunderCon wearing the wig as Trump saying that Stevel's coming back. I go, that's really funny, great, but I don't think our audience is going to appreciate that. We can't put it on our site.
Aw.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
It was funny though, but anyways. All right. Thanks a lot. We're going to say bye to people.